We've won it all. 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 Episode 43, A Case for the Blues. Real Betis 1, Chelsea 4, Europa Conference League. In the bag, another European title, another trophy added to collection, some more European heritage. What can I say? I'm over the moon. Yes, it's not the trophy that we want. It's not the one with the big ears, but we'll be happy. We'll smile. We'll celebrate. We'll be shameless because every single fan out there was telling us at the start of the season, we must win this cup. If we're in this cup, we should be winning it. Oh, you spent £1.5 billion. You spent the most out of the whole competition combined. You should be winning this trophy. Guess what? We fucking done it. So give us our props for getting the job done. Certain clubs out there have no trophies this season. I won't say any names. But we've finished with all the objectives, in my opinion, complete for this season. So I'm fucking buzzing. And what a performance that was in the second half. But let's get on to the first half straight away. So the lineup, some massive changes in this game. Bit surprising for a final. I don't think anybody expected to see the amount of changes that we saw. We saw four changes if you include the goalkeeper to that back five. So we see Gusto coming in at right back, Chalobah at centre back, Badiashile at centre back, and obviously Jorgensen in goal. Obviously Cucurella played left back, but I'm not going to lie, I did expect, and obviously, Nico Jackson up top as well was another change. I did expect Enzo Maresca to make some changes in this game. He did actually say prior to the Forest game that because of the fixture build-up that he would be making some changes, but I don't think anyone expected to see the amount of changes that he did to that back four. I expected Chalobah to start. The team that I actually said before the game was Jorgensen in goal, Cucurella, Colwell, Chalobah, Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Madueke, Palmer, Neto, and Jackson up top. So for me, only two changes in the lineup from the game at the weekend. Nobody was expecting them changes. For me, the concern was Badiashile. I'm not going to lie. I was a bit concerned about him coming in and seeing a stat before the game that they've only played one game in 90 minutes, Chalobah and Badiashile together. So to start them in a final was a little bit of a strange one. I saw a lot of people online concerned about Gusto coming into the side. For me, I actually backed him before the game. I thought, you know what? I'm actually not too concerned with Gusto coming in. I think he can do a job, and we'll get onto his performance in a minute. And it was Badiashile, in my opinion, that actually had a decent game. There was a few off passes that he done in the first half. Obviously, came off in the second half, but yeah, for me, a lot of the focus was on Badiashile. Even myself was thinking, oh, Badiashile, and he actually played okay in the end. I don't think there was too many complaints, to be fair. I thought he done some good line splitting passes as well as he did mess up a few, but it wasn't one to be concerned about. The player that we should have been concerned about is Gusto, like I said. But for me, it was safe to say, well, is it safe to say before the Enzo police get onto me, that first half, he got it completely all wrong. It was all wrong. For a final, for me, you start your best players. You know what I'm saying? You don't make so many, and especially changing the back four. It's just, I don't think you should be doing that in a final. And then, we was lucky in the second half. Well, we was lucky in the first half not to go in more than 1-0 down because it could have been more. But that first half, I thought we started slow. I think we looked nervous. We lacked intensity. We saw Gusto carrying out that inverted role that we already know has not worked throughout the season. We looked flat up top, not really creating anything, slow on the ball, all over the place defensively. And I believe that's down to all the changes that were made, especially when you tend to have a lot of possession in the back four, changing to two players who I don't think are particularly great on the ball. It was a little bit of a strange one, and I think that's affected the way that we set up in that first half. And it didn't help that Gusto was probably having the worst individual performance I've seen from a Chelsea player in a final. He got absolutely cooked every single time down that side. He was not good in the middle. He couldn't string a pass together. Maybe it's nerves. I don't know. But he was not on it today. He was not on it at all. But he wasn't the only one that I thought was having a, or should get a mention for not having the greatest the first half. So I didn't think Enzo Fernandez was particularly participating. I didn't think Neto was doing anything. I thought Noni was a little bit hit and miss. I didn't think Jackson was seeing enough of the ball. I'm not saying he was terrible that first half. I'm just saying we've got our striker back. Let's utilise him. And I don't think we've done that. Out of all the players, I actually thought Palmer was looking livelier than he had been in recent games. I thought he looked a little bit up for it today. And well, that definitely showed in the second half, but we'll get to that as well. So anyway, in the first half, we go 1-0 down quite early. I can't say the player's name, so don't ask me to. We lose the ball from a pass on Gusto, leaving us exposed on that left-hand side for Betis. And it's a great finish. Puts it back across goal. The goalkeeper was nowhere near it. I didn't like the fact that Chalobah turned his back on it. Make yourself a little bit big and try and stop it. Obviously, you can't put your arms out, but he turned his back on it, and it goes in the back of the net. And after that, we didn't really react. To be fair, we continued to play the same way that we did all the way up into the first, well, until the first half whistle was blown. And then, for me, I just want to say, like, the difference between me is like I judge the manager, because I've already had people moaning that I've moaned about the manager already. Yeah. I judge the manager like I would the players, yeah. So I'll sit there and say his first half performance was not good enough and he needs to do better, because I genuinely believe he got it all wrong there. And like I said, Gusto was shocking. I don't think he was good in Neto. Do you know what I mean? So he had to do something in the second half, and that was bring on his better players. So when half time comes along, he takes Gusto off. So good decision. He noticed that was an issue. In comes Reece James, and we start to see a little bit more control and a little bit more composure on the game. We start moving the ball a little bit quicker. We start putting in some crosses of quality. Reece James had one. Noni Madueke had one for Jackson that he got clattered for. Went to a VAR review, but obviously no penalty given. It wasn't a penalty anyway. But we started to turn it up again. We started creating more chances. The intensity increased. And it feels to me like the less that the more that we sit behind the ball and try and slow the game down, the harder we make it for ourselves. We seem to do better when we're moving the ball quicker and we're trying to attack and keep going. And Palmer today, whoa, boy, that second half, he was looking on form. He puts in some outrageous cross to the back post, and Enzo is doing his little box crashing, gets in there, heads in for an equaliser. It's a great goal. And that set the tone. That was 1-1. After that, we're flowing. 5 minutes later, a little bit of magic again from Palmer, a little spin, whips in another cross, and Jackson, fair play to him, he scores his goal. He did try to header it, but he gets it chested in. There was a shout for handball, but it goes in and we'll take it. We've now taken the lead. And from that point on, you could see that the confidence in the team just went to another level. I mean, Jackson was trapping the ball, holding it up, linking up well. Madueke started turning players, and we just came into our own. Betis could not handle us after that point. And, we had another opportunity pretty short after that. Jackson one-on-one from his own half, running down on goal. Obviously, he's no Fernando Torres. Couldn't, take it around the goalkeeper. He had a little shit touch towards the end, and then it goes into the hands of Adrian. It was good to see there was quite a few players there on Betis' team that we knew. Isco, Anthony, Adrian, Fornals, Lo Celso. There's a few good players in there. But yeah, and then about 10 minutes later after that, we bring on Dewsbury Hall, who, by the way, I'm going to say, I thought that was a fantastic sub at the time. Obviously, Jackson come off injured. But for someone to come on, and he's had quite a very good, for me, I think he's actually had a really good Conference League competition, KDH. Obviously, we don't play him often, but when we've brought him on, he's been quite reliable. We don't look at him as like a star player, but he's quite a good utility player. And the performance that I thought he put in when he came on, and the positions that he took up on the pitch really helped the team like a little bit more. And he gets the ball, he drives well with it, puts in a nice pass into Sancho. Defender had a little bit of a stinker, but then Sancho does well, cuts in like he always does, to be fair. And he's got a lot to do, but he don't give no time for anyone to set themselves. Bang, whips it in, top corner. And fair play, listen, I think we might just have to hit the 25 mil button on that one and just sign him for that. I've been saying all week, nah, he ain't done enough. But after that, just get him in the team. I'll take the L, the £25 million L. You've earned it, mate. Just for that goal, just for confirming the goal. Because after that 3-1, we were cruising. We knew we'd won it. They weren't coming back. They tried to come back. It just opened up the game a little bit more. We hit them on the counter. Caicedo goes up the other end and puts in a shot from the edge of the box, and it goes into the back of the net. It's 4-1. Game, set, match. Europa Conference League in the bag. And, you know, the one good thing about that second half is that we just didn't stop. We was absolutely relentless in putting that game to bed. And what can I say? Look, it's not the one that we want. We know that. Everyone knows that. But I'm happy. The team are happy. The coach is happy. I'm happy that they've achieved everything that I set out the first time, or the first game of the season. I said I want top 4 and I want a trophy. And the trophy that I do want is that Europa Conference League, because we should be winning it. Just like what everybody else said, we should be winning it. So super happy for the team. I'm happy for the coach. Grand scheme of things, it comes down to the last 2 games of the season, and he looks like he's had a fantastic season, and that's all that matters, because you don't remember all the shit that happened beforehand. So you know what? Fair play to him. When it mattered, the job got done. So well done, Enzo Maresca. In your first season, obviously, I could say that first half, you know, he shows a little bit of what's the word? I wouldn't say immaturity. I don't know the word. I can't think of the word in my head. Lack of experience is the word that I want to say. Maybe you could say it was a lack of experience. Obviously, we know that he hasn't got much coaching experience, but to make the changes in the second half, you know, and get the result, did it again against Forest as well. And he secured the top 4, and he secured a European trophy that everybody's going to be happy with. That's more European heritage, another European trophy. And to be fair, it's completed the absolute set. Nobody in club football has got that set. We are the only team in the world to have all of those European trophies. And that's a great achievement to have, and something we'll be proud of. So roll on the Club World Cup. I'll see you there. Up the Chels.